And I suppose with that, as we bring the sound down just a little bit, um, oh, there was no sound on that. Oh, my sound vanished on me. Oops. How you guys doing tonight? As we bring the cameras up, I forgot I was readjusting sound earlier this afternoon in pre-production, and I forgot to reinsert my sound. Welcome to another Sunday night edition of Accessibly Live, the book club reading room. Hope everyone's having a wonderful weekend. This is the show, the sister show, as it were, to the conversation station that I also do here on the channel. What we do here is something unique. We normally do this live on Twitch and then try to get this over to YouTube to see if anyone wants to say hi and see how things are going. What we do on the channel here are a couple different things. We do a talk conversation show, and on nights like tonight, we also do a second show where we read public domain books. And what we're doing is reading a wide variety of things on the channel. We read the full books, and it takes several weeks to go through the books, several chapters a night. And what we do is read them, talk about the author, and just have a little bit of fun along the way. You know, a couple did you know segments about the author that you may not have known. We've been reading books that are in public domain for a couple years now. And we're doing this for the first time here on the channel. And I just wanted to try and see how many people might find it interesting. Tonight, we are doing something a little bit different than we normally do. We've been reading in the past about 3-4 books straight through the last few months. And I'm going to take just a quick pause at the end of summer. This right now is September 1st, 2024. And we thought we'd stop books for just a night and do something different. We're going to read a little bit of Shakespeare. We're going to read some of Shakespeare's sonnets. Now, Shakespeare has been around a very long time. His works began at the time of great upheaval in Europe. He was born April 1564, died April 1616. It's often rare to find somebody who dies in the same month, but normally it's been said that some people will die within a couple weeks before or after their birthday. His legacy is tremendous. William Shakespeare's works include 37 plays, including the very famous Romeo and Juliet, 154 sonnets, 2 long poems plus smaller poems for his writing style. Now, I just realized something that I forgot to make a change from last week. And I'm going to do that right now. Ha 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 ha. Last week we did a little bit of classic adventure book, Tom Swift, and Electronic Hydrolung. I forgot to get rid of the title card for that one. So what we're going to do is just do this au naturel. Woohoo! And we're going to read some Shakespeare sonnets for you. We are going to do sonnets numbers 1 through 10, maybe 1 through 12. We'll see how we do. Well, let's get started with Shakespeare's sonnets. And part of me really would love to get a image up. See if I can do that here. We'll do it live. Figured why not? And hope everyone's, like I said, everyone is enjoying their night. We've been doing this quite a few years, both the talk conversation part of the show and all of, yeah, you guys are watching me as I look at my computer screen here. It happens. It happens. Sometimes it's just an oops. There we go. Voila. And with that, there you go. Sometimes it's just that easy. Ha ha. Let's get started with Shakespeare's sonnets here on Accessibly Live, the book club reading room. Sonnet number 1. From fairest creatures we desire increase, that thereby beauty's rose might never die. But as the riper should by time decrease, his tender air might bear his memory. But thou, contracted to thine own bright eyes, feedst thy light's flame with self-sublimable fuel, making a famine where abundance lies. Thyself, thy foe, to thy sweet self too cruel. Thou that art now the world's fresh ornament, and only herald to the gaudy spring, within thy own bud bearest thy content, and tender curls makest waste and nigging. Pity the world, or else this glutton be, to eat the world's due by grave and thee. Sonnet number 2. When 40 winters shall besiege thy brow, and dig deep trenches in thy beauty's field, thy youth's proud livery, so gazed on now, will be a tattered weave of small worth held. Then being asked, where all thy beauty lies, where all the treasure of thy lusty days, to say within thy own deep sunken eyes, were an all-eating shame and thriftless praise, how much more praise deserved thy beauty's use, if thou couldst answer this fair child of mine, shall some my count and make my own excuse, proving his beauty by succession thine. This were to be new made when thou art old, and see thy blood warm when thou feelst it cold. Sonnet number 3. Look in thy glass and tell the face thou view'st. Now is the time that face should form another, whose fresh repair, if now thou not renew'st, thou dost beguile the world, unblessome mother. For where is she so fair, so unerred womb, disdains the tillage of thy husbandry? Or who is he so fond will be the tomb of his self-love to stop posterity? Thou art thy mother's glass, and she in thee calls back the lovely April of her prime. So thou through windows of thine age shall see, despite the wrinkles, this thy golden time. But if thou live, remembered not to be, die single, and thy image dies with thee. Sonnet number 4. Unthrifty loveness, why dost thou spend upon thyself thy beauty's legacy? Nature's bequest gives nothing but doth lend, and being frank, she lends to those are free. Then, beauteous Nigrid, why dost thou abuse the bounteous largest given thee to give? Profitless usurer, why dost thou use so great a sum of sums, yet canst not live? For having traffic with thyself alone, thou thyself, thy sweet self doth deceive. Then how, when nature calls thee to be gone, what acceptable audit canst thou leave? Thy unused beauty must be tombed with thee, which used thy's the executor be. Sonnet number 5. Whose hours that with gentle work did frame the lovely gaze where every eye doth dwell, will play the tyrants to the very same, to that unfair which fairly doth excel. For never resting time leads summer on to hideous winter, and confounds him there, sap checked with frost, and lusty leaves quite gone. Beauty o'ersnowed, and bareness everywhere, then were not summer's distillation left, a liquid prisoner pent in walls of glass. Beauty's effect with beauty wert bereft, nor it, nor no remembrance what it was. But flowers distilled through thy with winter meet, least but their substance still lives sweet. Shakespeare Sonnet number 6. Then let not winter's ragged hand deface in thee thy summer, ere thou be distilled. Make sweet some vile treasure thou some place, with beauty's treasure, ere it be self-killed, that use it not forbidden usury, which happies those that pay the willing loan. For that's thyself to breed another thee, or 10 times happier, be it 10 for 1. 10 times thyself were happier than thou art. If 10 of thine times 10 figured thee, then what could death do if thou shouldst depart, leaving thee living in posterity? Be not self-willed, for thou art much too fair to the death's conquest, and makes worms thine heir. Shakespeare Sonnet number 7. Lo, in the Orient, where when the gracious light lifts up his burning head, each under eye doth homage to his new appearing sight, serving with looks to his sacred majesty, and having limbered the steep up heavenly hill, resembling strong youth in his middle age. Yet mortal looks adore his beauty still, attending on his golden pilgrimage. But when from highmost pitch, with weary car, like feeble age, he releth from the day, the eyes fortuitous now converted are from his low track, and look another. So thou thyself outgoing in thy noon, unlooked undiest unless thou get a son. Shakespeare Sonnet number 8. Music to hear. Why hear'st thou music sadly? Sweets with sweet war not, joy delights in joy. Why lovest thou that which hell receives not gladly? Or else receivest with pleasure thine annoy? If the true accord of well-tuned sounds, by unions married, do offend thine ear, thy do but sweetly chide thee who confounds in singleness the parts that thou shouldst bear. Mark how one string, sweet husband to another, strikes each in each by mutual ordering, resembling sire and child and happy mother, who all in one pleasing note do sing, whose speechless song, being many, seeming one, sing this to thee, thou single wilt prove none. Shakespeare Sonnet number 9. Is it for fear to wet a widow's eye, that thou consumest thyself in single life? Ah, if thou issueless shalt hap to die, the world will wail thee like a makeless wife. The world will be thy widow and still weep. Thou no more of thee hast left behind, when every private window well may keep, by children's eyes, her husband's shape in mind. Look, what an unthrift in the world doth spend, shifts but his place, for still the world enjoys it. But beauty's waste hath in the world an end, and kept unused the user so destroys it. No love towards another's in that bosom sits, that on himself such murderous shame commits. Shakespeare Sonnet number 10. For shame, deny that thou bearest love to any, who for thyself art so unproven. Grant, if thou wilt, thou art beloved of many, but that thou none lovest is most evident, for thou art so possessed with murderous hate. Against that, against thyself, thou stickest not to compare, seeking that beauteous roof to ruinate, which to repair should be thy chief desire. Oh, change thy thought, that I may change my mind. Shall hate be fairer lodged than gentle love? Be as presence is, gracious and kind. Or to thyself at least kind-hearted prove. Make thee another self for love of me, that beauty still may live in thine or thee. Shakespeare Sonnet number 11. As fast as thou shalt wane, so fast thou growest in one of thine from that which thou departst, and that fresh blood which thou youngly thou beost, thou mayst call thine when thou from youth conversed. Herein lies wisdom, beauty, and increase. Without this folly, age and cold decay, if all were minded so, that times should cease, and 60 would make the world away. Let those whose nature hath not made for store, harsh, featureless, and rude, barrenly perish. Look whom she best endowed, she gives thee more, which beauteous gift thou should in bounty cherish. She carved thee for her seal, and meant thereby thou should print more, not let that copy die. Shakespeare's Sonnet, number 12. When I do count the clock that tells the time, and see the brave day sunk in hideous night, when I behold the violet past prime, and sable curls all silvered o'er with white, which erst from heat did canopy the herd, and summer's green all girded up in sheaves, borne on the bier with white and bristly beard. Then of thy beauty do I question make, that thou among the wastes of time must go, since sweets and beauties do themselves forsake, and die as fast as they see others, and nothing 'gainst time's scythe can make defense, save breed to brave him when he takes thee hence. I think I'll do a couple more. Shakespeare's Sonnet, number 13. Oh, that you were yourself, but love you are. No longer yours, then you yourself live here. Here live. Against this coming end you should prepare, and your sweet semblance to some other give. So should that beauty which you hold in lease find no determination, then you were yourself again after yourself's decrease. When your sweet issue your sweet form should bear, who let so fair a house fall to decay, which husbandry in honor might uphold against the stormy gusts of winter's day, and barren rage of death's eternal cold? Oh, none but unthrifts, dear my love, you know. You had a father, let your son say so. One final Shakespeare sonnet. Shakespeare sonnet number 14. Not from the stars do I my judgments pluck, and yet methinks I have astronomy, but not to tell of good or evil luck, of plagues, of dearths, or seasons' quality. Nor can I fortune to brief minutes tell, pointing to each his thunder, rain, and wind, or say with princess, if it shall go well, by oft predict that I in heaven find. But thine eyes, my knowledge I derive, and constant stars in them I read such art, as truth and beauty shall together thrive, if from thyself to store thou wouldst convert. Or else of thee this I prognosticate, Thy end is truth's, and beauty's doom and date. And those was just a little bit of a break here on Accessibly Live, the book club reading room. A little bit of Shakespeare, a little bit of Shakespeare's sonnets on a quiet evening here in the upper Midwest. I am Joel K. This is Accessibly Live, the book club reading room. We do this on Twitch TV as well. We do it live on Twitch on a regular basis. And we enjoy reading, old school teacher by trade. I like poetry, and I like being able to give a little bit something. We're all dealing with right now, and a lot of states, a lot of crazy people who are trying to ban books, burn books, because they haven't the courage to read the books, and therefore they are making decisions for you that you don't have the right to make those kind of decisions, which is kind of stupid, actually. No one has the right to tell you guys what to read, when you read it. If somebody hasn't read the book, honestly, they should just shut up. If they don't have the courage to actually read the book and know what the book is about, we all know that there are many books being banned out there in the world. The United States has a major problem with that. These are examples of some of the current banned books in the United States. Just a small example. Currently, according to the ACLU, 4,240 titles in U.S. schools and libraries had occurred in 2023 alone. The school year is actually starting less than a few days away for many. Some have already started school. Makes you wonder what books have been pilfered from libraries by very stupid people. We who have grown up reading and reading voraciously know that we can't stand for that. We can't put up with that kind of garbage. Um, it's a sad thing. It really is a sad thing. One of the things we do here on the show is we talk about, the books that are being banned. I've got this for you too. bit.ly/books hyphen unbanned hyphen SDPL, San Diego Public Library. Lots of banned books free to view. It's a scary thing to have that overshadowing the world nowadays. Well, one of the things we do too here is we have a little bit of fun during the show. It's one reason why we do this show. Not only to read, we kind of bring back what we used to do ages ago. We all remember going to the local library, sitting in a semicircle around the librarian, and he or she would take a book and they would read to us, and then they would, as they're reading, they would flash the pictures that were in the book so everybody could see. What we do here is similar to what they did at the libraries. But on a weekly basis, we read 4, maybe 5 chapters a night and talk about the author and allow you to just kick back and relax. This is the show where you turn down the lights, find a comfortable chair, or couch. Get a nice soft pillow, maybe. And I read to you. And we do this every week. Next week, I've got something very special. And I didn't want to spoil it tonight, but check up on the upcoming episode of Accessibly Live, the conversation station. That should be coming up in a few days here on the channel. But before that, we do, on both shows, we do what's known as a quote of the week. And sometimes I find something that makes me stop and think, and I want to share with you. Our quote for this week: nothing outside of you has power over you. You decide how you think, feel, and do things in your life. Take full ownership and become free. Nothing outside you has the power over you. You decide how you think, feel, and do things in your life. Take full ownership and become free. This is Accessibly Live, the book club reading room. Normally Sunday night live on Twitch TV. We're starting to put this in a few other locations, so I want to stop by and say hello. Say hello. My email is down here. JoelK_OG at Comcast.net. OG. Old guy. Not old guard. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. This is the first of many. We do this every week, and this is a jump point for many of you to join me every week here. We do our best, come rain or shine out here. Be that bronchitis or some kind of emergency. We get to do this as often as we can, as regularly as we can. I am Joel K. Be well, be safe, be kind. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for being fantastic. We'll see you all next week. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.